Yo everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a tutorial for you, shock horror. I rarely do these. But on Instagram recently, if you are on there, you will know that Amrezy, one of the top kind of makeup artists who shows her work on herself on Instagram, recently, as in this week, released an eyeshadow palette with Anastasia Beverly Hills, who is very famous in America. Anyway, here is the Amrezy palette, which I got earlier on this week. I've done a couple of looks that I've put on Instagram and they've been such a big hit. And a couple of people have asked me to do a tutorial on one of the looks that I did. So instead of doing a duplication of one that I did earlier on this week, which I will quickly show you, looks like that. I've done something similar, but I changed the lid colour a little bit. So it's just a simple smoky eye. I didn't do the nude lips. I wore the same stuff on my cheeks. Oh no, actually I didn't. I wore something else. Anyway, it's the eyes and stuff. So yeah, so this is the Amrezy palette. Get your hands on it if you like. I'm actually going to do a review on it after this video, but I'm going to post the review video first, then I'm going to post this one after. So this is what it looks like. It's an awesome, awesome palette. Highly recommended. Yeah, I hope you enjoy my tutorial. If you'd like to see me do more, let me know. And I will try to. I always try to fit in as much as I can, but sometimes I think that my tutorials are not that good. So I don't do them as often as I would like. But anyway, I hope you enjoy the tutorial. It's very simple, straightforward, neutral gold smoky eye with a hot pink lip. Using MAC's Butterscotch eyeshadow and a Sigma tapered blending brush and E40 brush, I just basically use this as almost like a base eyeshadow shade. I place it over my primer and I just use that to basically neutralize any kind of redness or anything like that before I place my eyeshadow on. Now I'm using Amrezy's palette. Yay! Very exciting times it is. And the shade that I'm using is Caramel, and I'm going to be using a MAC 224 blending brush. And what I do is I start on the outside of the crease and I slowly drag it inwards, and I cover about 3/4 of the crease, probably just leaving about the inside area blank. And I go backwards and forwards in windshield wiper motions. And what you'll see me doing is that I am steadily building up the colour. So I may just apply it on one side, then I kind of start on the other side, and then I go backwards and forwards to build up the intensity of the crease colour. So it's up to you if you want to have quite an intense crease colour or kind of like a quite faded one. Then moving on to the kind of outer V shade, which is LBD, which is a lovely, very pigmented and very soft matte black. And I'm using a Coastal Scents crease brush, and you can see that I'm slowly drawing or carving out the outer V. And the technique to this is all about building it up really, really slowly, because if you can see, even though I'm fast forwarding this just for ease, is I'm doing it really, really slowly. So what I'm doing is I've carved out the outer V, then I'm slowly starting to blend out that V and then slowly drag it inwards. And the thing with applying a black eyeshadow is that you can always add to it, but you can never take away. So it's always best to just do it really, really slowly and then just slowly build up the intensity to how much you want it. And then I'm slowly kind of pulling it outwards as well, so that I can define the eye even more. What you also need to see is the way that I'm continuing to blend around the edges, because when it comes to using a black shade, and obviously I've got the transitional shade above it, I don't want the black to obviously go above that transitional shade. It helps to blend the entire look together, but you have to keep blending the outside, which is why it's always good when you're doing a kind of a outer V color with a black, to use a brush which, even though it is dense, but it is very fluffy, so you can blend away those harsh lines. And what you need to do is keep looking left and right with a a mirror in front of you and as well as a mirror a bit further away, because things can always look different from far and then up close. Then I'm using the same 224 brush with nothing on it, just to blend around those harsh edges and just to blend the transitional shade a little bit into the outside edges of the LBD, just to kind of fade around. And then I'm using that same crease brush again just to go backwards and forwards, because the key to most eye makeup looks is all about blending, and you do have to go backwards and forwards. Now I know that when you watch other makeup tutorials, they seem to be 4 or 5 minutes long, but you don't seem to understand the amount of editing that's gone into it. So I want to show you that you do have to go backwards and forwards a lot. Now I'm using just a flat MAC brush, and I'm using the shade Glisten, and I'm applying it all over the lid area where there is no shadow. And now I'm not applying it over the LBD colour, I'm just applying it up to the line. And then what I will do is I will slowly blend between those edges. But you have to be careful, because when you've got a shimmery shade and then a matte shade, it's very easy to pull the shimmers out of that shade into the matte shade, and then it totally ruins the look. It makes the black go shimmery, which is what you don't want. So you can see I'm using that crease brush just to almost pat between those lines, so that I'm not dragging shimmer from one side to the other side. Now using the shade Vanilla and a flat shader brush by MAC, I'm just going to apply that to my brow bone as a nice highlighting shade, and then again I will go back with that same 224 and blend between. Now I'm just going to be doing my eyeliner. This is L'Oreal's Perfect Slim Superliner, which is probably my favourite eyeliner ever. And I am just doing my standard black cat eye, which you guys know that I do all the time, every single day, without fail, because that is just part of my look. Urban Decay's 24/7 eye pencil thingy in 0. I am just lining underneath my waterline, because then I will be using the same black LBD shade and Sigma's E30 pencil brush to blend it out underneath, because this is a super smoky eye. And then I will use that same 0 to apply it in my waterline. Normally I would use Perversion, which is my favourite, but it's just because 0 was there really, so it was just easier more than anything else. And now I'm going to do my eyebrows with Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, which is a super soft pencil, and I just basically go and fill in my eyebrows. I don't do anything special, because you tend to get foundation and this and that and eyeshadow on your eyebrows, and it can kind of make them fade out a bit. So it's just about bringing the colour back into them and filling in a couple of empty gaps where eyebrow may have not grown back after it's been threaded or whatever it is. It happens over years, and as you can see, it just super defines my eyebrows. And then I use the brush end of it to just kind of comb everything through. And then finally I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow gel. This one is the clear one, and it is basically a gel for your eyebrows. So if yours are like mine and tend to poke up here and there and everywhere, this is a lifesaver, because it keeps them in place all day. Then I just used my mascara, VolumeMillion Lashes So Couture, and that is the finish eyes, because as you guys know, I only wear lashes sometimes. Now I'm using the contour kit to contour my face, and I just make that funny look and just apply it all over my cheekbone area, and then blend it upwards into my hairline so that it gives the face more of a defined look. Now using Naked Flushed Palette by Urban Decay, and I use the bronzer to warm up my face, then the lovely blush to give a little bit of a hint of pink to my face, and then the highlighter to obviously highlight my cheekbones. Using NYX's Hot Pink Lip Liner, I'm just going to line my lips. I don't go inside, outside or anything like that. And once I've lined them, I just kind of smush them together to blend out the harshness of the line slightly. And then I am using my brand new MAC lipstick, and it's called Pheromonal from the Moody Blooms collection. And that is basically it for the look. So this is the completed Amrezy palette smoky eye look that I've done for you guys today. Yeah, so this is it really. Nice and simple, pretty straightforward. It's all just about the blending really. And you can wear this with any kind of lip that you want. I chose to wear a strong kind of fuchsia pink lip just because of the fact that I'm wearing black and white today. And I just wanted there to be somewhere, other than my nails, somewhere for there to be a pop of colour. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know if you've got any feedback other than the usual to sort out my lighting. I'm just always relying on the natural light outside. Luckily, you guys, it is sunny outside today. So until the next time, see ya.